Shaw and Larry Benson, the Lough Ree Islanders. Let's see what they're talking about.
The Lough Ree Islanders, who are my guests tonight. What is the Hawk at Large here for Athlone Radio on 102.1 FM, and you're welcome. Billy Henshaw, when did it all start for you?
Well, Joe, it all started for me. My introduction to music was when I joined the Gentex band. I was just after starting work at the time, so that'd be around 1942. And I was playing a cornet in the Gentex band. Yeah. And that was my introduction to music.
Well, way back, can you name some of the bands and the venues that you were associated with?
Well, after joining the after playing in the Gentex band for a good many years, I took up the double bass and the guitar. And I joined the band. Actually, you were in it yourself in the beginning when I joined it. You were playing a sax yourself. And it was the Midland Swing Tet was the name of it. It was a jazz band run by a blind musician called Jackie O'Connor. And I played bass and guitar in that. And the guitars were just coming into their own at the time with the skiffle groups and all that type of thing. And I was in that for years, good many years, and up and down the country with Jackie O'Connor in the Midland Swing Tet.
Billy, there was a great story. I think I remember it, but I would prefer you to tell the folks out there listening about the night you lost your precious double bass.
Oh, with the holy eye, yeah, sure. That was the bass. The bass was in a big cover the fella had made for me, and there was a military blanket inside the cover, and outside was a big tarpaulin, and this whole thing was all tied onto the roof of Jackie O'Connor's car.
Yeah, there was no big vans that time, so there wasn't, Billy.
There was no vans, and actually there was no heaters in the vans either. We used to have to bring blankets with us to keep ourselves warm in the back of the cars.
Right, I'll leave you there for a second because Larry Benson is on my side here. Larry, you're welcome indeed.
Thank you, Joe. Nice to be here.
Yeah. Well, the first time I saw you, I was telling the lads off here there, was down in St. Mary's Hall, and Billy Henshaw actually told me the year it was.
It was 1937 or 38.
No. And you happened to be singing a song called Any Umbrellas. Do you remember that?
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
I remember it very well.
Yeah. And it was just a once. Was it associated with any show?
It was the school's concerts.
Yeah.
Concert.
Yeah. So there you are. You must have been very young.
What would it be? About 12, about 10. I was about 10. I was still going to Cousin School.
Yeah, I'm talking to Larry Benson here, folks. Everybody associates Larry Benson with the fiddle, but you also played apart from that.
Oh yes, I played accordion.
And
When I was a child, I was playing accordion at that time. And I played, the first band I played was the Athlone Cayley Band in the Gaelic League.
Yeah.
And
On site. Well, tell me, lads, for the people out there listening again, this question always goes on, but it always relates back, Billy and Larry, to money. What was the money then? Billy?
Well, the money was very small that time, Joe, I'm afraid. I remember I went to Cork one time for £2. £2, yeah, down to Cork and back. And we left, it was Sunday, it'd be in the middle of the day and you wouldn't get back till Monday morning, barely in time for work.
I think that was Mill Street, you know.
Oh, indeed, it could be. And actually, that was the time I lost the double bass. Because coming back from Mill Street, in the dawn of the morning somewhere, the bass flew off the top of the car. And and it flew, you know, be the holy, didn't land down on Heather. And when we got that loan, there was no bass. I'll be cripes to say that finishes me, and I only after starting in the band business. There's my instrument gone. So we went to the guards barracks and we told them, and be the holy, didn't some farmer off above in the back end of Longford see this big yoke in the ditch? And he stopped and he went in and he got it and he reported it to the guards, and the guards in Athlone gave us an address, and myself and Tommy O'Connor and Jackie O'Connor went off for the double bass one night, I remember, and ended up off in the farmyard off away in the back of nowhere. Grand little woman gave us a cup of tea and everything, and by God, here was the bass and not a scratch on it.
And the old cover round it, I remember well. Everything ended up well on that, didn't it?
Oh, sure, I played it for years after, and then Tony took over and played it, and I think it's still been played.
And you know what, they're very expensive too now, Billy. Tell me, Larry, before we go on a little bit, bands of the 40s you played with. Now think about the 40s.
oh, the 40s was the Athlone Cayley Band.
Yes, yes. And you also played with, did you play with JJ?
I played with JJ from 1945.
45, yeah.
Played with him for a few years.
And then you had the Brendan Shine years.
Oh, that was much later.
Was it?
Oh, much later, yeah. That was 69.
Much later.
We started the Brendan Shine Band.
And what kind of memories would you have of that era?
Very happy memories. Music has kept me happy all my life. Yeah. I loved it. I still love it. Here I am tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Looking out, and it's a cold St. Swithin's Day, lads, or St. Swithin's Night now, as it is. Well, I'm with Billy Henshaw and I'm with Larry Benson here for Athlone Radio. What we'll do, lads, is we'll take a little break and we'll come back for part two.
Val's American Fry, Connacht Street, Athlone, the home of good food. Why not try our delicious quarter pounder or our chicken fillets done to your satisfaction? Only at Val's do you get the real American fried chicken. If it's good food you want, Val's American Fry, Connacht Street, Athlone has it all. And we're open till late.
Hello, Elaine.
Yes?
Haven't you heard you get free cameras and film at McGorris Church Street Shopping Centre and the Crescent Athlone? It's true. Every time you get a film developed at McGorris, you get a free replacement film. You can also get free enlargements, free photo albums, free cameras and free sports bags. For details, ask any of McGorris shops in Church Street, the Crescent and the Athlone Shopping Centre.
Entertainment in the Lakeside Hotel, Ballycairn, Athlone. Friday the 4th of July, it's the Night Owls. Saturday the 5th, it's Upper Limits. Sunday afternoon, the 6th of July, it's Earl's Pride. And don't forget, every Tuesday night, it's the traditional Irish music night with the Lough Ree Islanders and company. All musicians welcome. That's the Lakeside Hotel, Ballycairn, Athlone.
Take the train for a family day out, free from all stress and hassle.
If you have just joined us, I'm with Billy Henshaw here and Larry Benson. We're out at the Lakeside Hotel and Marina in Ballycairn. And We're talking about old times, I'm with two really old musicians, and they call themselves now, the Lough Ree Islanders. Billy, how did that come along?
Well, just before I answer you that, Joe, you mentioned old-time musicians. Well, I'm 71 and Larry is 73. And we've determined now, at this stage of our career, to keep on playing as long as they bring us out, and as long as the younger crowd keeps bringing us out. We are going to determine to keep playing until we're carried feet first out of somewhere.
You're going to die on the job.
There's no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that.
Will you endorse that, Larry? You will.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Great. Well, lads, actually, with a name what you've adapted yourselves to, both of you must have been into boats.
Oh, very much so, yes. We've been on Lough Ree all our lives. A beautiful place. We've had a great life. Many happy holidays, camping, fishing, playing a bit of music at night in the different pubs. From here up to Carrick-on-Shannon, Lough Key. Wonderful.
Actually, Billy, you just come back from Clare, I believe, yourself and Bridie.
That's right, Joe. I was down in Clare doing a bit of fishing and sunning myself. But really and truly, what Larry said there about Lough Ree and the Shannon, that's my first and last love as far as holidays are concerned. And Larry and I are as well known above in the North Shannon as we're the two best known men, particularly with particular publicans. As a matter of fact, when we live at Lough on our two little cruisers, we have two small little cruisers of our own. Publicans up in the North Shannon, they ring one another to say we're going on up, to expect us to come.
Great.
But if you mentioned about the Lough Ree Islanders, well, how that came about was this. Jim Byrne, Commandant Jim Byrne, he's out in the Lebanon at the moment. He married into our family, and he a very good musician himself, and he used to listen to us playing and came and joined us many a time down in the two pubs in Glasson, where we play every Wednesday and Friday night. And he decided, Jim, that he'd make a tape, he'd get a tape made, and we were looking for a name. And Jim Byrne thought of the Lough Ree Islanders, and that's how we are known now as the Lough Ree Islanders.
Well, that's great, because that brings us into a brand new sort of other theme now, because, both of you, your sons and your daughters and your grandchildren, seemingly are going to continue this tradition. Is that right, Larry?
Yes, yes. I have two sons playing music. Terry, my eldest son, plays keyboard and vocals as a group Ace. And my youngest son, Kenneth, who is in the Lebanon at the moment, he plays bass guitar and vocals. Great. And it's great. And my granddaughter, Bianca, that's Terry's daughter, is singing with a Cavan group, Lightning Strike. Great. So,
well, there you are. And so back to Billy Henshaw. Billy, if I was to start, I'd get lost with your family, because they're literally all into music.
Well, I had 8 in family, 4 boys and 4 girls, and I taught every one of them how to play an instrument. As a matter of fact, my life was nearly wrapped up in music. I used to have time to eat sometimes, trying to teach everybody music. And now I'm not finished yet, because there's about 17 grandchildren now. And there I'm trying to teach all them. So some of them will be out here tonight to come out from time to time when they're off school and that type of thing. But there's no doubt about it. Music was a marvellous thing in my family. It kept us all together. It kept us, together and interested in something we were all interested in. I'm delighted to see all the lads and the girls still playing away.
Well, I was up in the lodge the other night there. I just happened to be up in the lodge having a drink with Finbar O'Keefe, who was home. Both of you remember Finbar O'Keefe?
of course, yes.
Well, sure, I remember Finbar well.
But anyway, Tony, your son Tony, was up there. And I think it was your granddaughter was playing the little button key. God bless us, it was great. There was 2 kids. Who's the other kid, by the way?
It was it was Niamh Brett. Yeah. She's a brilliant little accordion player too, from Coulson as well. Little Coulson girl too, Billy Brett's daughter. Yeah.
Well, it was absolutely excellent, I'm sure it brought G fellas back. That's the age he started it. Yes. So it is. I think what we'll do, lads, we'll take another little break because I know you'll be going on stage now in a while, and we'll have something else for part 3. Very well, welcome back, folks, to part 3. Billy, Brendan Doyle has just joined us. Would you like to introduce him to Lough Radio?
Well, I tell you now, Joe, Brendan Doyle is a young man up from Mount Temple there, a very excellent accordion player. Now, I don't know what he's doing playing with the likes of myself and Larry, but he seems to enjoy himself in any case with us, and we're delighted to have him, and he'll be playing with us now tonight here in the Lakeside Hotel.
Brendan Doyle, what have you to say about that? Come in here to me.
Well, I think that Billy has been far too modest, and all I can say is that since I started playing with Larry and Billy, I've learned more tunes, and I think I've improved a sight as an accordion player. Poor as I am, but I've improved a lot since I started playing with Billy and Larry.
Yeah. So you're really into this stuff, aren't you, with the lads?
I do. We play a few nights a week during the summer, and I do play on my own with another few musicians as often as I can.
Yeah. Well, if you've just joined us out there, you know, I am with Billy and with Larry, and I believe later on Billy Jr. is going to join us. Is that right, Billy?
Right, that's right, Joe, yes.
So, as we wind it up, lads, all I can say is we'll say, on behalf of your families, your friends, and that Lough Radio, sincere thanks, lots of music, and your health to enjoy it.
Thank you, Joe.